Alright, Devs, before we begin any art project, we always start by rolling up our sleeves. And usually we wear smocks. Do you have yours? I'm gonna go get mine. Ta-da! I have my smock on, my sleeves are rolled up, I'm ready to get started. So let's see what we're gonna need.
Okay, Doves, so these are the materials we're going to need for our spring Tulip Garden project. We are going to need a work mat of some sort or paper to line the table surface so we don't dirty the table. We're also going to need a blank piece of paper so we can paint on. We're going to be using two types of forks today. The first fork I want to show you is a plastic fork, but on the back it's smooth. And when you look at this second fork here, oh, it has lines and it's not smooth. So I'll show you why we need these two different types of forks in our project. We're also going to have a cup of water available in case you want to rinse off your fork and change to a different color. We're also going to need a paper towel and a plate or a palette, something to put the paints on. And lastly, we're going to need the paints. I'm going to be using the colors of a rainbow today. What colors are you going to be using? The first thing we're going to do is add the paints to our palette. Blue. And we want to add enough paint so that our fork can get nice and saturated or soaked. Green for the tulip stems. Yellow. Orange. Purple. Here is my palette of colors. The first step is to paint the stems. I'm going to take my first fork that had the lines in the back, and I'm going to dip this end, the tip, this side, into the green. I'm going to start from the middle of the paper and paint down because stems grow from the ground. Now that I have my 4 stems painted for my 4 different colors, I'm going to add my tool to the paper towel or on my work mat so it doesn't get the table dirty. Next up, we're going to add our tulip flowers. Let's take our fork, the fork that has the smooth side. We're going to dip it inside our blue paint and make sure it gets nice and covered in blue all the way. Let's see. Oh, that looks pretty good. I'm going to dip it one more time to make sure this part down here gets covered in blue too. Oh, all covered. Now I'm going to press the blue to the paper where I put my first stem. And I'm going to roll it back and forth. Seesaw, seesaw. There's our tulip. Let's choose a different color. I don't want to mix the colors for this project, so I'm going to clean my fork in the water. Oh, I still spy some paint, so I'm going to use my paper towel to wipe off the rest of the paint. Much better. Now I'm ready for my next color. I'm going to choose yellow. So now I've got to get my fork in yellow. Make sure it's nice and full of paint. Oh, that's definitely full of paint. Now I'm going to press it to my next stem. Right on top and roll, roll. There's my second tulip. Let's clean our fork for the next color. Okay, we're ready for our next color. Orange. Oh yes, nice and soaked in the orange. I wonder what colors you're using today, Doves. So I'm going to take it to my third stem and I'm going to press down and rock back and forth. There's our third tulip. Let's move on to our last color, purple. Sticking it to our last stem right at the top and roll back and forth. There's our last tulip. Blue, yellow, orange, purple. What colors will you be using today, doves? I noticed my stems look kind of bare. I think I should add some leaves. So I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to dip it inside the green paint. I'm going to draw a little stem there, a little stem there. Give your tulips some leaves, doves.
Okay, doves, after your tulips have finished drying, you can always use markers, crayons, color pencils to help color in your setting. What's the weather like? Where are these tulips? Are they in the garden? Are they in a park? I'm going to make today a sunny day inside my tulip garden. So here's my tulips in their garden. I drew a sunny day, some birds. Oh, I even drew the grass the tulips are growing in and a little ladybug friend. I'm curious to see what you friends end up drawing in your tulip garden. Send us your pictures so we can see what you've done today. Have a great day, doves.